We are driving east now. And if you remember when we explained on the map of Egypt in the Egyptian Museum yesterday how we are going to drive, I'm going to show you again. This is how we are going to drive now. This is how we are going to drive now. We are here in Cairo. We are going to take this road here from Cairo to the Suez Canal. Before we cross the Suez Canal, we are going to stop in one of the rest houses. In that rest house, we have a model for the Suez Canal over there, a maquette for the Suez Canal. We are going to explain the Suez Canal and the history of the Suez Canal on this model before we cross the tunnel under the Suez Canal. But after we cross the Suez Canal, we will be in Sinai Desert or peninsula between the two gulfs of the Red Sea here. And we are going to drive south by the shore of this gulf, the Gulf of Suez, like this. We are going to stop in several places to tell you about the route of the Exodus, and then we're going to drive southeast like this to St. Catherine City, where we are going to spend our night over there. Tomorrow morning, after we visit the monastery from outside, we are going to drive from St. Catherine northeast like this to the second gulf here, the Gulf of Aqaba. Then we're going to drive north by the shore of this gulf up to the border where we have a small city. It's called Taba City. Taba City. This is where we have the borders with Israel, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. Okay, and this is the place where you are going to cross to Israel, from Israel to Jordan, where you are going to spend your night in Jordan. Okay?
You pay twice?
We have a canal, comes from the River Nile, from nearby a city. It's called Asyut, the one we mentioned in the journey of the Holy Family, where they stayed for a while. According to the Egyptologist, that Joseph dug this canal from here to that depression to store the water of the River Nile here in that depression for the 7 years of the famine. And this canal, till now, it's still called as Joseph Sea. Okay? So that's another proof. These are the proofs we have about Joseph when he was here in Egypt.
Itu tak Egypt lula. Beta tanya tak syukun. Sui Carbon Bridge.
No, actually,
Nó pelu tên kiến chạy được nó luôn cho tỏ sai này cả nó hay là
Mình như giỏi nó nó.
the Suez Canal. After a while, after we cross the Suez Canal, we are going to see on the other side, on Sinai side, we have also private plantations over there, and they got the water through this canal, comes from the River Nile. No, actually, that's
Bên trên người nó plan rồi không nát thế là tại đây không có là cũng có nhập sản nó cũng không được
nhà mà hôm nay thì
Okay, okay. One second. Look at yours.
okay.
Look at yours. 1 minute, 1 minute. Like this.
About man.
Wow, it's beautiful. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Of course, it's good, beautiful. Look, Mara. Look, Maria.
Without this canal, the ships will go around whole Africa, or what we call it the Horn of Africa, to cross from the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean and the other way around. So is this the first canal connects between the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea? No, not the first canal. Okay? Before the Suez Canal, we had two canals. They were connecting the Red Sea with one of the branches, one of the old branches, which is dried up nowadays, okay, of the River Nile, which is already connected to the Mediterranean Sea, okay. So these two canals, they were working just like the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is the largest, the longest canal with no locks, okay. We have no locks at all on this canal, okay. Actually, the idea of the Suez Canal, that was inspired by Napoleon. When Napoleon invaded Egypt, that was in 1798, by the end of the 18th century AD. Actually, Napoleon, he was dreaming of invading India on the other side of the world. But he had a problem. The problem was to go around whole Africa. When Napoleon invaded Egypt, he was accompanied by scientists. He asked them to dig this canal, so he will get like a shortcut, okay, to go to India on the other side of the world. But those scientists, they said we cannot dig this canal. Why? Because they said that the level of the water in the Mediterranean Sea is higher than the level of the water in the Red Sea. So if we dig this canal, this part of Egypt will be submerged with the seawater. Okay? So they stopped this project. A few years later, Napoleon was here in 1798. That was in 1858, almost 60 years after Napoleon. We had a French architect who decided to dig this canal. And he based his theory on one of the physics theory we have nowadays and we study nowadays, which is if we have different jars in size and in shape, and all of them, they are connected from the bottom with a tube, and we pour water in one of the jars, the level of the water, it will equalize itself in all the jars. It doesn't matter the shape of the jar or the size of the jar, the water will equalize itself through the tube underneath. So he said that if we dig this canal, the sea water in the two seas will equalize itself through the Suez Canal. So he started his project, the diggings in this canal, that was in 1858. And it took 11 years to be done. It was finished in 1869.
Rồi nó biết đang tỏi ông nó lúc Hà Nội Swiss giờ lăng tự lên đỡ lên la cử cho gì xây dựng lăng lên la đời yo gặp lờ đô thu là hiện không có km
Or a mile or less.
nó giờ biết tam tầng ga hồ căng thuộc đê tên mong chữ tàu nè có tên là khó cả để bên mong hồ căng thuộc đê khó cả đê thuộc đê nó bên mong hồ căng thuộc đê để chụp lờ đồ ôi yo chụp lờ thiết khó khờ luôn
Object set as it's mentioned in the Old Testament.
dù đồ tích chẳng phải luôn
Behind us up there.